I hear many Christians say that they don't hear God speak to them anymore. If you're one of those Christians, or if you're somebody who wants to know how to hear God speak to you, you need to tune into this video, watch it, and see how God is still speaking loudly today to his children. Good evening, my people. This is Pastor Carl, and today is day 27 of what God said to me today. And we are approaching the end of the book of Matthew. Today we are reading from Matthew chapter 27, and God has spoken so loudly and clearly in every chapter. But now it gets really heavy now. I'm not going to try and manufacture tears for dramatics and theatrics, but I'm reading this and I'm telling you that as I'm reading what Jesus went through on the cross, it just serves as a reminder. You know, this Sunday we're about to do communion. But, you know, I want to pull out a few verses, predominantly from verses 15 down to 25. And, you know, this is when Pilate has the ability or the option to release one of the prisoners. Now, there is Jesus and there is a notorious murderer who is described as a bandit. Somebody who's really bad for society, somebody who's doing a lot of crime, and there's no comparison to Jesus. And Pilate asked the people, who should he release? And, you know, we look at this and we think, obviously, we would have released Jesus. But what we don't realize is many times what we are doing, even as his children, is we're releasing Barabbas, because Barabbas was the person who was doing wrong for society. Barabbas was the person who was killing people, taking people out. And, you know, we would be like, no, we wouldn't choose Barabbas, we'd choose Jesus. But listen, every time we reject Jesus, what we are actually doing is we're choosing Barabbas. Maybe not directly Barabbas himself, but there is no middle line. There is God or there is the devil. And Barabbas is such an easy representation of Satan at work, killing people, being a bandit, and just being a menace to society, and eventually taking people to hell. And what we see is these people chose the person who was killing people rather than the people who was freeing them. And, you know, a thought God gave me today, we see in verse 25, it says, and all the people answered and said, his blood will be upon us and our children. Listen, Jesus' blood is still speaking. You know, Abel's blood spoke, but his blood couldn't speak like Jesus' blood, and Jesus' blood spoke. Now, we understand that these people didn't realize they were actually playing a part in God's greater plan, but they rejected Jesus. And I want to say that Jesus' blood still speaks. So we need to make sure, we don't choose Barabbas, but in our daily decisions, we make sure we are choosing Jesus, understanding that his blood is still working today. His blood is the blood that saved us and set us free. And this is what God said to me today. What did he say to you? Make sure you do your reading, leave your comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good evening.